Recently, Iran held public celebrations for the 38th anniversary of the 1979 Iranian Revolution. Though a lot of American neoconservatives and right-wingers observed the Death to America chant, rightfully condemning them, some of these same neoconservatives and right-wingers never seem to take a step back and apply historical context to why people think the way they do. They hate us because they hate us, Joe Scarborough would say. Sadly, the world is much more complicated. The reasons why some Iranians hold hateful rallies is much more complicated than they tell you. During the mid to late 1900s, the USA, through the CIA, worked to overthrow leaders of multiple countries, not just in the Middle East, but in Latin America, Africa, and Asia too. Some of these countries were overthrown because they had communist leanings. So maybe, just maybe, you can make a good moral case as to why the USA did the necessary thing by overthrowing the leaders. In other examples, though, particularly in the Middle East, it seems like the only reason why the USA overthrew the country's leader is because of moneyed interest. In Iran's case, it's because of oil. In 1953, the CIA overthrew a democratically elected Iranian Prime Minister, Dr. Moaddad. This is because Moaddad ran on the campaign of nationalizing oil so that the profits made from oil would go back to the people of Iran. He wanted to give the money back to the people, since at the time, the UK owned Iranian oil reserves. The CIA installed a US-backed dictator, the Shah. The Shah ruled Iran for around 25 years, and during that time, the Shah crushed political dissent while expanding the gaps between the rich and the poor. The Shah also made social reforms as he had Western leanings and he wanted to modernize Iran. So there's progress in women's rights. But the bottom line was the Shah was an unelected leader. In 1979, Iranians rose up and overthrew him by holding American hostages in U.S. Embassy and, more importantly, exiling the Shah to Egypt. That's why there's celebrations on the streets of Iran today. It's also why right-wingers in Iran chant death to America. They hate America because of what the CIA did to protect the oil interest of a UK company. That same company, by the way, is now British Petroleum, or BP. Allow me to let my favorite politician ever take it away from here. Ron Paul, please.
The senator is wrong on his history. We've been at war in Iran for a lot longer than 79. We started it in 1953 when we sent in a coup, installed the Shah, and the reaction, the blowback came in 1979. It's been going on and on because we just plain don't mind our own business. That's our problem.
America's military doesn't just mind their own business. Because of what they did, we're still feeling the blowback, politically and culturally speaking, to the point where we have people chanting death to America in Iranian streets, and they celebrate the 38th anniversary of their revolution. Though the Iranian Revolution replaced one dictator with another, now the theocratic Islamic one, the reasons why the revolution occurred clearly had some justification. America had absolutely no right to overthrow their democratically elected leader, and sadly, because they did anyway, many of the Iranian people feel the way they feel. They feel like they need to burn flags and hate all Americans. Look, I agree with neoconservatives and emboldened right-wingers that it's wrong for the Iranian people to go out and chant death to America. But there's a reason the Iranian people think the way they do, and there's a reason why a lot of the world hates America. Hint, it's their military. I'm going to end this video off by showing you a map of all the military bases and installations that are right now surrounding Iran. They hate us because they hate us. I wonder why some of them hate us. America needs to stop meddling in the affairs of the Middle East. I'm Fayza from the Rebel.media. If you enjoyed this video and you like the content that I provide, please like and subscribe to the Rebel.media.